what is going on in Denver? What can you diagnose for me what the issue is with the Broncos so far?
It is hard to watch right now, and maybe the hardest part about it is their defense is playing so well. So if they did anything on offense, they would be such a better team right now. But it's obviously hasn't been a good fit between Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson, because if you look at their offense, there's talent, and I think it's tough that they lost Williams to the ACL for the year. He was a big part of what they do, but it's not like Russell Wilson doesn't have guys to throw to. And, sitting there watching the film, it's kind of head-scratching because there are a lot of plays where guys are open, and I don't know if he's just not comfortable with the read yet or he's not comfortable in the offense, but there's just, some stuff that I know coaching-wise they can do better, but a lot of stuff that falls on Russ as well, and he's never really been like, at this point in his career, where he's the one that's taken the brunt of the blame, but I think that's kind of where it's shifting at this point.
Well, I mean, because anybody who makes that much, right, and is also, puts himself out there, commercials and memes and things of that nature, you're going to get those slings and arrows. That's just the nature of the NFL. What coaching stuff, though, have you seen that you think needs to be buttoned up, changed here? Because
I think,
go ahead.
I mean, we've seen the clock management stuff. We've seen some of the questionable decisions. Even in our Thursday night game, I know we live in a world of analytics, and this is win percentages, but there's a third down late in that game where Russell Wilson ends up throwing an interception in the end zone, and I'm just, why not hand the ball off and kick the field goal to go up 6? Because if anybody was actually watching that game, Indy could not protect Matt Ryan. It was a bloodbath back there. There was no way they were going to go down the field and score a touchdown. I don't care what the analytics said or the winning percentage. It was an easy decision to hand that ball off on third down, get to the 2-minute warning, kick a field goal, go up 6, and put it in the hands of your defense because they were playing so well and getting after Matt.
Ryan Fitzpatrick here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then the conversation surrounding Justin Fields last week and what we saw last week on Thursday night. We're going to see that front and center again on Monday night. He's going to have a nationally televised game. This is the Belichick defense he's going against this time, too. And normally he will just chew up any offensively challenged team and spit it straight out. So what's your sense of Justin Fields' development, having watched that in person last week, Ryan?
Yeah, it was hard to watch. And even leading up to the game, it was hard to watch because I did not know how good of a runner he is. It is, in my mind, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, and then everybody else. But he is that dynamic. And, I mean, I guess all the Ohio State highlights and things and games that I saw, his receiving core at Ohio State, he has, potentially 4 first-rounders that he was throwing to. So Richard Sherman made the comment in the telecast, like his receiving core has gotten worse going from college to the NFL. And it's not any disrespect to Darnell Mooney and the boys, but that's how talented they were. He just, this offense needs to play to his strengths. And right now his strength is not sitting in the pocket and throwing passes. He's having a really hard time getting through progressions. And there's been flashes of getting him outside the pocket and letting him just read 1, 2, 3 and making it easy on him. And they just need more of it. Luke Getsy needs to get away from the Green Bay style offense and play to Justin's strengths, because there's some stuff that he does really well. But sitting in the pocket, you're not going to win games with him sitting in the pocket and reading one guy, putting his eyes down and running.
Well, another guy you could definitely put in the category of running, you're going to see on Thursday night. You're going to see him tomorrow night. And Kyler Murray, what have you seen on film prepping for this game? Or we just throw it out because there was no DeAndre Hopkins, and that's going to switch up right now. Robbie Anderson's now in that house. What do you make of the Cardinals so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. One of the stats from last year, when DeAndre played, they're 8-2. When he didn't, they're 3-4. And so I think he obviously, for a quarterback, and I played with him back in 2014. And if you remember all the way back to then, that was kind of the first year that a young DeAndre Hopkins overtook Andre Johnson in terms of being the number one receiver on that Houston team. He's such a great safety blanket for a quarterback. because if you get man-to-man coverage, even if he's covered, he's open because of his catching radius, because of how dynamic he is with the ball in the air. So that part is going to be good for Kyler. He's not necessarily a burner, and never has been, but has probably lost a little bit. But he's still going to be able to get downfield and make those plays. I'll say the guy that has jumped out to me the last few weeks that was hurt early, Rondale Moore, who I didn't know a whole lot about. He is really exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope their offense gets going. The thing that is scary to me, the two divisional opponents they played, the Rams and Seattle, they didn't score a touchdown versus either of those teams. So Cliff Kingsbury offense, we always talk about the league just figuring it out halfway through the season. It seems like the league has this thing figured out, especially when you can't score a touchdown in your division.